Hey everyone, welcome to the video. Today we're diving into the characters of Gunfire Reborn, a fast-paced FPS that combines classic shooter action with some cool roguelike elements. In this game, you'll get to play as one of several mystical characters, each with their own unique abilities and playstyles. You'll be taking on hordes of enemies, collecting loot, and progressing through levels, trying to reach that sweet boss fight at the end. Now, here's the catch. There are 10 playable characters, but some of them are locked behind certain talent levels or soul essence purchases. That means you'll need to grind a bit to unlock your favorites, but it's totally worth it once you do. As you progress through the game, you'll quickly realize that mastering your character is key to success. The game uses a lot of RNG, so level layouts, item drops, and enemy spawns can all change, making each run feel fresh and unpredictable. But don't worry, skill matters just as much as luck. The characters are divided into 3 tiers, with each tier featuring pairs of characters that complement each other in different ways. Some of the earlier characters might not be as strong as others, but with the right builds, they can still hold their own and be pretty efficient. Stick around and we'll talk about which characters are worth your time and which ones are a bit more challenging to master. I'm quickly moving on to the video, and I'm ranking characters in Gunfire Reborn. Before we start, if you enjoy these types of tier list videos, don't forget to like the video and subscribe. Enjoy watching.
My friends, only 0.1% of viewers subscribe. If you like this type of content, please do not forget to subscribe to the channel. Thank you in advance for your support.
The characters in this tier are, in order from top left to bottom right, Crown Prince and Lei Luo. Alright, let's talk about 2 heroes that are solid picks if you've got the right team backing you up. These aren't the easy mode choices, but when played right, they can really shine. First up, we've got Crown Prince. He's the face of the game for a reason. Balanced stats, but don't let that fool you. His real strength comes from using his elemental and fusion effects to wreak havoc. Now, he's definitely on the slower side, so you'll need to plan your moves carefully. Thankfully, with his energy orb, he can freeze enemies and buy himself some precious time to set up his next play. And let's not forget his smoke grenade, a nice little trick to trap enemies with corrosive damage. He's all about stalling and control, but you'll need to make sure your weapon is strong enough to keep up. Next, let's talk about Lei Luo. This guy's got a lot of power, but he comes with a bit of a risk factor. You unlock him once you hit talent level 50 for Hive, and when you do, you're in for a treat if you're good at precision combat. He's the fastest hero on the roster, but he's got pretty low health and moderate shields, so you've got to be quick on your feet. Luckily, Lei Luo has Fatal Current, which boosts both his speed and damage. A game changer if you need to get in and out of tough situations. His Chain Lightning can zap up to 3 targets at once, making him a long-range powerhouse. However, his low health makes him a better fit for team play, where you can keep enemies at a distance while staying safe behind your squad mates. Both of these heroes have their strengths, but they shine brightest when you've got teammates who can cover their weaknesses. Whether you're freezing enemies with Crown Prince or zapping your way through crowds with Lei Luo, these heroes can be incredibly effective when you've got the right strategy in place. So, if you're looking to mix things up and test your skills, give them a try. Just make sure you've got backup. The characters in this tier are, in order from top left to bottom right, Aobai, Qiansui, Li, Xingzhe, Zi Da Zixiao, and Lin. Alright, let's talk about some of the best heroes in Gunfire Reborn. These guys are not quite the top tier S heroes, but they're definitely up there in terms of performance and usability. Whether you're playing casually or you're trying to climb those ranks, these heroes have the right mix of survivability and damage to get the job done. Let's dive into the A tier heroes and see why they're such great picks. First up, we've got Aobai, a big old dog that's got the heart of a tank. I mean, this guy can take a beating. He's not the best when it comes to shields, but with the highest health in the entire game, he can stand in the middle of a firefight and just laugh. His playstyle is super straightforward but effective. His dual wield skill lets him wield 2 different weapons at the same time, which is great for dishing out some serious damage. And then there's his explosive grenade, which is perfect for crowd control and dealing with enemies that like to hide. Aobai is a beast, and with his health, he can really hold the line while you lay down the fire. Next, let's talk about Qiansui. This turtle may look slow, but don't let his shell fool you. He's tough as nails. You're going to need 600 soul essence to unlock him, but trust me, he's worth it. Qiansui is all about melee combat and tanking damage with the highest shields in the game. His fast shield recharge means he's going to be in the fight for the long haul. Plus, with his tidal aspis, he can throw up a shield in front of him, blocking all incoming damage. It's perfect for getting up close and personal with enemies while dishing out some damage with his striking punch. If you've got other heroes in the mix, Sui can draw fire and push through crowds like a wrecking ball. Now, let's move on to Lee. This fire-based hero is a blast, literally. She focuses on fire damage and has some pretty awesome abilities to back it up. Her low health can be a bit of a drawback, but when she's in the zone, she can inflict burning effects on enemies, slowly whittling them down. Her talents and ascensions really make her a force to be reckoned with, boosting her damage, energy recovery, and elemental effects. The way she builds fire damage makes her perfect for those who love an aggressive, high damage playstyle. Then there's Xing, the shape-shifting demon hunter. This guy is all about weapon play. His abilities like Soul Strike and Essence Chain enhance his weapon damage and make him a beast in combat. The catch with Xing is that his gameplay relies a lot on specific weapons, which means you'll need to find the right loadout to really maximize his potential. But if you can get his talents up and running, you're looking at a hero who can dish out some serious damage while keeping his shield up and ready for action. Zixiao is next on the list, and he brings a bit of a unique twist to the table. This guy is all about luck. Yeah, you heard that right. Zixiao manipulates fortune using occult scrolls and star cards, summoning stars to attack enemies. His ascensions give him even more luck, which makes his abilities like Falling Star and Astro Forecast even more powerful. At first though, Zixiao can be a bit tricky to play. Without the right setup and enough luck, his powers might not be as impactful, but once you get him rolling, he can be a game changer, especially when you can upgrade his weapons using his lucky abilities. Let's not forget about Lin, the icy sharpshooter. This girl is all about precision and dealing critical damage. She targets enemy weak spots for big damage boosts and uses her frozen grenade to lock down enemies in place. While she excels at dealing with single targets and causing chaos in the enemy ranks, her one weakness is accuracy. If you're not great at positioning or hitting those weak points, she might feel a little less effective, but with the right setup, Lin can really melt through enemies with her powerful critical hits. So, there you have it. A-tier heroes who balance damage, defense, and utility in Gunfire Reborn. They might not have the flashiness of S-tier characters, but they're strong, versatile, and definitely worth your time. Whether you like to tank damage, deal massive fire damage, or control the battlefield with luck and precision, these heroes have got your back. The characters in this tier are, in order from top left to bottom right, Qingyun, Tao, Nona, and Momo. Alright, let's dive right into the chaos of Gunfire Reborn and talk about the absolute beasts you should be keeping an eye on if you want to crush it in the game. These heroes are the cream of the crop, the heavy hitters that will help you turn the tide of battle with style and power. So, grab your gear and let's explore these S-tier legends. First up, we've got Qingyun, the green bird with a serious attitude. He's not just any bird, he's a powerhouse of close combat. With abilities like Leap and Cleave, he can leap across the battlefield, taking enemies down with devastating kicks, and then follow it up with Cleave, slicing through multiple foes with ease. What makes Qingyun even more unique is his reliance on armor instead of shields. That means while he can't rely on passive regeneration, he can instantly refill his armor by defeating enemies. So keep the action going and you'll see that armor bar full in no time. If you're all about up close action, shotguns are your best bet for Qingyun. Then there's Tao, the purple rabbit who will leave your enemies in the dust. Don't be fooled by the sword. Tao is a ranged powerhouse who specializes in rapid fire and sheer damage output. Her ability, Swords Out, lets her summon a storm of swords that home in on enemies, while Fatal Bloom gives her some excellent AoE damage with an explosive twist. Tao might have lower health, but her high shielding keeps her safe, allowing her to stay aggressive and keep the pressure on. If you love to dish out damage without ever letting up, Tao is your girl. Next, we have Nona, who's rocking a seriously cool mecha named Iron Wing. Nona's strength lies in teamwork, as she and Iron Wing combine forces for both close combat and ranged turret action. But here's the kicker. Iron Wing's versatility is what makes Nona so fun to play. You can customize her skills as you level up, giving you the flexibility to adjust her playstyle for different missions. The only catch? Relying too much on Iron Wing can leave you vulnerable, so you'll need to strike a balance. If you're a strategic player, Nona might just be your perfect match. Finally, let's talk about Momo, the Ink Master. This character brings a unique twist to combat, as he can turn into ink and shoot ink projectiles at enemies. But it's not just about damage. Momo can also create platforms for strategic advantages and heal himself by drinking his ink. His ink scroll ability lets him knock back or stun enemies, which can really turn the tables when you're in a tough spot. Oh, and his passive allows him to move faster in ink form, giving you that extra mobility when you need it most. If you're looking for a hero who can outsmart the opposition and make every move count, Momo's your guy. So whether you're charging into battle with Qingyun, raining down swords with Tao, controlling the battlefield with Nona, or outmaneuvering enemies as Momo, these S-tier heroes have what it takes to dominate. Just remember, the key to success is knowing your hero's strengths and using them to your advantage. With these guys on your team, victory is pretty much guaranteed. The video ends here. See you in another video. Don't forget to subscribe.